underwater city like Atlantis, and one is a UFO going underwater. So this is really interesting too when you come from a therapeutic standpoint. We all know that we manifest our experiences through drawing and artwork, another way we create and try to help ourselves understand what's going on. What was interesting about some of these, again, is some of these pictures are seen by other experiencers and they will say, I've seen that. And it really shocks them rigid. These two, what she's saying about these is the one you're seeing with the, this one here. She said, I was on my back looking over my shoulder in experience. As Earth was receding below me, I could see the blue atmosphere and feel the acceleration of leaving Earth. And the one you're seeing is the red sky planet, the other one, that was, she said, was where I'd been before I woke up, a desert planet with a large rock formation. I've had several experiences in different parts of the world that say they remember being on a planet like this. So what is going on? She calls these paintings medicine shields to protect the subconscious. An interesting way of describing them. Here we go, back to Western Australia again. These hieroglyphs, where do they come from? There's so much we don't know about ourselves and our history. All of those are languages that some of my clients have spoken, sometimes many different kinds. And you just say maybe it's Western Australia and our air here, but I can tell you it isn't. All over the world, people are writing to me, or I've shown this in America and the UK, and some people will actually burst into tears when they hear that. Because they say they recognize some of those languages, and it touches them right here. What is going on, and why is that so? They also create drawings that touch people who've had experiences, and this one actually was at least 1 meter long and ½ meter high, and was very complex, as you can see, with hand signals and images. But this lady also did postcard-sized ones like this, completely different. Again, she had the same feeling, which she was impelled to do this. And again, all over the world, I get people writing to me and sending me strange images and strange complex drawings, and they are mind-blowing. For me, who's always been interested in art, I have found this absolutely amazing. And many of them just have a really deep understanding of what it is they're doing. This lady is an author of 5 books, 2 of them are about her experiences. She's wrote that her name is Dana Redfield. She wrote the book Summoned, and also the book E.T. Human Link. We Are the Message. And she says, I was writing codes and frequencies in '93, long before I heard talk from other experiencers. These complex drawings to do with script, codes and language she believes show gateways or portals, and said at the time I understood it but couldn't retain conscious understanding. It's contact, communication, but like working mid-plane between human language and mathematics, the higher laws of communication and creation. And she goes on to say, geometric form are like abbreviates or pieces of concepts too large to be comprehended by the uninitiated brain mind. It seems we're tasked with unpuzzling a kind of art, linguistic, sacred geometry. I recognize similarity to certain aspects of the Kabbalah, relationship of the human body to the cosmos. This particular drawing, the and shows 4 pathways through the house of life to higher states of being. Okay. House of Life, or Earth School, which is similar to the Kabbalah Tree of Life. Alpha Omega Man relates to Egypt and the human body, to man's journey through time. In a word, she says, the alphabets are like parts of our energetic physiology. Isn't it interesting, and I find it so, that they have such a complex understanding of their drawings? This one she calls the inner eye is a geometric polyhedron, trying to map a process. The star wheel, as all these drawings can be summed as tools or potentials, as I explored the new mind fields. Schiosis, which shows links and corridors, portal paths, and said, I remember that while I was making these drawings, I felt like I was seeing a very big picture, a design behind our lives and all created things. She said about the process, I felt elated and empowered when I drew these things, and totally amazed at what I was seeing. It changes people. It's really complex. It's like a complicated map of my journey, adapting to a new consciousness. There's that word again, new consciousness. So we have others that draw complex drawings like that too from Western Australia. This is one of Tracy's. And she said this one also she calls a universal language. The geometry and symbology act as powerful cosmic triggers, she says, awakening ancestral memories existing in our DNA and within our minds on many levels. These messages are received either by genetically coded memory power, past life connections, or just by the Great Pyramid sending sonic messages to the already switched on people of the planet, who have the vibrational pattern that is encoded, or by ETs probing us to remember our origins. I think it's all of 3, she says. And she said here, there's no input from my conscious mind. I am not in trance, though. The communication happens, she says, because everything is made up of the same matter, resonating at different harmonics. So the ETs are able to communicate with us directing thought on subatomic levels, and so activates subconscious interaction. This is interpreted by the conscious mind into a simplified form of communication, such as symbology. Isn't it interesting the complexity that she talks about? Symbols are meant to communicate the nature of the macrocosm. These are some of her black and white drawings drawn in 10 minutes freehand. And she said she often needed to be distracted, like watching television or actually talking on the phone. This is another one that she drew. She said this one shows our connections of the lion beings and the Sirius system. The lion people came from there. The Sphinx, a reminder, a key to unlocking the secrets of ascension. Notice the lion comes in a lot here, which is really rather fascinating. Again, I'm looking at patterns. The eagle symbol, she says, this and other symbols are for individual interpretation which go beyond words, help to awaken a new level of consciousness, to remember our origins. This one, she says, is a connection between past, present and future. The frequencies of our time are changing us on all levels. And this one, she said, is about us expanding our connection and consciousness, awakening to our higher selves, opening our scholastic chakra, she says, connection to all that is, as the lotus blossoms to reveal the magnificence within us all. Very, very wonderful words. This one's ancient future. It depicts what's hidden beneath the pyramid, which is being reactivated, she says, to assist us in transition. And she said this actually here pulsated as she was given it. Here's another beautiful one, architect of consciousness, high spiritual being, interstellar messenger, Quetzalcoatl, architect of consciousness, the feathered serpent, a powerful extraterrestrial ancestor, she says. And she's saying it's assisting us with our evolution. He was sometimes known as Horus. We're getting into the Egyptian side here, which will interest some of you, I'm sure. Treasures of existence, treasures of diversity. As humanity evolves and reawakens, we are to consciously connect with our cosmic family. And this one, evolution and creation. She said when she was doing